Hello. I'm just trying to get everything set up. I need this to leave. There we go. Okay. Hello. Who is here? Because I see one person's here and I don't know who it is because it's YouTube. If you comment, I should be able to see it, but I'm not sure. Hi. Sorry, I just saw you comment. I'm making another post because no one's here. Um, but now you're here, so that's awesome. Um, can you hear me? There is a long delay on my end from when it gets to. Okay, I did see you comment. That is how long the delay is. So, hi. Um, I don't know if anyone else is watching. It just says two people, but I also had it pulled up on my phone. So it could have very well have been just my phone. Um, so you might just be getting a fully personalized Five Nights at Freddy's timeline directly toward you. Um, so there's that. Give me like one more second and then I will start. Um, I am just going to, actually, I'm going to bring this with me. You're going to get a little house tour. Oh my god. I'm a small streamer? Oh my god. House tour. Now I look like I'm in Five Nights at Freddy's. I low-key literally just got back from the theater. So, I'm going to grab something to eat, and then I'm gonna sit down, and then I'm gonna run through the timeline. I'm hoping that my Instagram post maybe will bring more people in. If not, then it's just you. So, awesome. I don't really want to eat. I could also... in here probably also works. So I might just make mac and cheese and then do my stream from here. So you're gonna get multitasking. But you know, that's the life of a busy guy, you know. So okay, baking stream. So first you're gonna take some water for your Kraft mac and cheese and put it on the stove, and you're not going to burn it. So actually, why don't I... Why is it only... So I was gonna hold up both. Who is that? Who is this person? Hello? Hi. I was gonna hold up both mac and cheeses to be like, pick one, but it turns out I only have white cheddar. So it is literally only... Oh, hi! I was like, I know Shadow Shapeshifter because that's kind of your Discord, but I was like, who the fuck is Bingle Bob? So anyways, yeah, I was gonna put this up and then have you choose, but I only have white cheddar, so we're gonna just do white cheddar. But yeah, I think this was the left one, just so you know. So there you go. Now you chose it. So while that's going, I don't think anyone else is going to join, so it's just gonna be you guys. It's a very casual little stream. Okay. Hello. So we put you on the stream. Oh. I think I'd be embarrassed if I was on the big screen. But if you want, that's also fine. Either way is fine. I'm trying to add people to my private story on my main so that they can see that I'm streaming, because I realized that I posted it on my spam account and I was like, no one's gonna see that on my spam account. I have like 15 people that follow me and probably half of them are not gonna want to watch me live stream at 11 o'clock at night. So I'm just adding some people because I haven't edited that story in years. Because I was just posting my spam. But we're going, and we're gonna be done in 1 second. Come on. I'm trying to go fast. Yeah, I had like people that like I literally don't even talk to anymore on my old private stories. So okay, awesome. I hope that you're having a good time with your homework. Um yeah. Anyways, so I think this is it. I think this is all I could add Amanda's dad to my private story. That would be fun. Or my high school band director. That would be fun too. Uh, um, and Joe. And I think that's gonna do it. Yes. Okay. Ah. Okay. I just closed out of it before I know, right? I don't think he would. I don't think he would watch. I don't think he watches YouTube, or looks at my story on Instagram. I don't think he does. Um. What game are you playing? I'm interested. I forgot that there's going to be a delay, so I'm going to talk about something else while I wait for your answer. I really, really want to do an unboxing because my dad was a absolute legend, and I got him a ticket to see it tonight because I was going to go tonight to get that poster, remember? So I was going to go and get the poster at 7, but I couldn't. So I asked my dad, I'm like, hey, if I buy the ticket, would you go pick up this poster and then you could like slip into any movie that you want? Like, would you maybe do that? And he said yes. So he went and he got me my poster, and he got me the cupcake drink thing because I was like, if you see this, please pick it up because I know they're all going to be like gone by tomorrow. So he picked one up for me and he sent me a picture of it, and I sent Lily, I sent you a picture over Instagram of it, but that's what that is. It's like this big. And I haven't seen it because I literally just got home and I opened my computer and I started streaming. So I know I want to, but I kind of want to see my dad. Like, first off, I don't know where it is. Like, I literally don't, it's not in the living room and it's not in here. So I don't know where it is. My dad might have brought it downstairs or in his room or something, but I feel like since he went through all the trouble of getting it for me, I should wait till he gives it to me. But yeah, so that's that. Oh, we have a third person watching. I don't know who they are, but hello. Anyways, very nice. So I think we're gonna start the stream. For whoever is new, because I don't know who you are, I'm making mac and cheese. And it's there. So we're having a cooking stream and a Five Nights at Freddy's timeline. So I think with that, I think we're gonna start. I'm gonna open the stream up on my phone so that I can keep an eye on chat, because once I open the other tab, I cannot see this tab because I do not have 2 monitors. I am on my Chromebook, by the way. That is why the quality is so shit, because there's no way I could do this on my iPad unless I did it over Discord. But I was like, well, maybe other people will want to watch. Clearly maybe not, I don't know, because I don't know who this third person is. But yeah, what was I doing? I'm just rambling. You're gonna get me rambling. Oh, it's so weird to see my own face. Cool. Okay, cool. So, I can watch the chat. I know, right? I don't have a better computer aside from my desktop, and that doesn't even have a camera in it. And also, I'm at home. Hello. Yeah, so, hello. Yeah, so we're gonna start talking about Five Nights at Freddy's. I gotta get my ambience up. Hold on. Here we go. It's better with ambience, I promise. You could tell I was prepping this. Okay. So, I'm really tiny now, but I cannot make this any bigger. I don't know, unless I make it look like a Zoom call where I'm talking like this, or like this, and I prefer this. So, let me make sure that this actually shows up. There we go. All right, let's go. And I have my phone here to make sure I can see everything good. Can you guys see everything awesomely? I'm gonna check if the water's boiling while I wait for a response. It is not boiling yet. We are almost there. I could theoretically drop it in there now, but I don't want to. Alright, awesome. Alright. So, this is the official Five Nights at Freddy's timeline, and it is only official because I made it, and I have been hyperfixating on this since I was like about 12 years old. So, disclosure, Five Nights at Freddy's is confusing as all shit. This is my interpretation. People will argue about what their interpretation is. This is mine. Please don't kill me if I have a differing opinion from something else you've heard or someone else. Oh, you're so sweet. I will not be talking heavily about anything after Hell Wanted. I will be talking a little about the movie, and I will be talking briefly about the other games. I also was going to make a whole slideshow about Secret of the Mimic, and then I just couldn't get through it and followed the lore of it. I end at the 7th game. Yeah, so obviously I made this presentation to be in person, so if you have a question, put it in chat. And I'm going to try to keep an eye on it as much as I can. I also hear my water boiling, so I'm going to be 1 second. And I'm going to put this in here. And I'm going to set a timer because I'm going to forget otherwise. Okay. I need like this to go down. I watch it this way. Oh, and that just makes it full screen. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I can see the chat on my phone. So I just need renewal. Okay, yeah, because I remember when we were doing the trivia that you were really, really good at the later games. So this is a perfect stream for you. So, anyways, without further ado, hold on. I forgot how much is actually. I need to wait for my mac and cheese. 8 to 10 minutes. Awesome. Okay. All right. Without further ado. Oh, so here's our brief background. This is all of the Five Nights at Freddy's games that I could think about, or I could think of. The games in release order, those are the ones that are quote unquote canon. Some of them are not. FNAF World is a exception. And then, like I said, anything after Pizzeria Simulator, don't really count. There's also other media I will be delving into a little bit. There's the Silver Eyes trilogy, there's the Fazbear Frights books, there's the Tales from the Pizzaplex, Mobile Ports, FNAF IR, which is not really canon anymore, security logbooks, websites, and then I really like Dead by Daylight, the Dead by Daylight Five Nights at Freddy's one. Anyways, so we're gonna start. So here are the two families that we are going to be talking about throughout this entire thing. Everything revolves around these 6 people. It is imperative that you learn who these people are. So Henry Emily and William Afton are 2 different families, and I will explain their relationship that Henry Emily has one daughter, and their name is Charlotte, or they go by Charlie. And then William Afton has 3 kids. Evan, who the name is speculative, but most people believe it to be Evan. I will be using Evan. Elizabeth and Michael. Neither of these men have wives, I don't think. I don't know. They don't ever show up. So all I can assume is that they probably don't have wives. William Afton, I think, is a divorced parent situation. And if you want to know why, you can ask me, but I'm not going to delve into it. So, first we start Fredbear's Family Diner. Fredbear's Family Diner opens in 1975 to 1982. It is run and opened by Henry and William. They are friends and business partners. And this location heavily features 2 main characters, which is Fredbear and Spring Bonnie. For simplicity's sake, I am going to be calling the Yellow Rabbit suit Spring Bonnie. But however, I do personally believe that it was originally just called the Fredbear and Bonnie. But I think because of something we'll talk about, it's just easier to refer to them as Spring Bonnie. So this is the original place. I also want to just clarify that this picture at the bottom might not be from Fredbear's Family Diner. Oh, we got a little light ambient sound. Either way. So the Springlock suits, they decided to make these characters into wearable suits, but they were also, quote unquote, trying to save money, and decided to make them both a suit that a performer could wear and also an animatronic, so that they didn't have to, I guess, make 2? I don't know. And this sounds pretty cool in theory, where you're like, hey, I don't want to make 2 costumes, why can't we just throw this costume on top of an animatronic? Except they did it really stupidly. And so they decided that there's these things called spring locks that are going to retract and pull the mechanisms that holds it onto the animatronic, and it's gonna wind up, and it's gonna hold in place, and the person's gonna wear it, and it's gonna be all fine and dandy, except that it's very temperamental. So Fungi says this line, pretty much if you do anything in this suit, it will break the spring holding back the mechanics, and it will just lock them back out. Pretty much you probably know what this is. Most people do. But if you have any water, if you move too fast, if you do anything, it just will cause them to break loose, and it will be death. So because of this, they know this. So they build a specific safe room in the back. They built a special room for employees to bleed out if this failure occurs. We only know that 2 Springlock suits existed, and that is these 2, the Spring Bonnie and Fredbear. So, Freddy Fazbear Entertainment corporate entity is what comes of the success of Fredbear's Family Diner. They are becoming so popular that they kind of form like a more corporate like branding thing. So like think of like if you're like small local cafe were to start beginning were to start getting really, really popular, and they'd start phasing into maybe opening more locations and becoming more of like a brand rather than just that. So that's kind of what they're doing. So they create Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. They have these new characters, and so they make this new restaurant. And during this whole change, Fredbear's Family Diner kind of closes, and Fazbear Entertainment kind of becomes what is William and Henry's business, but they become less involved. It becomes more of a like a corporate entity rather than a family-owned business. And while they're still kind of the owners and whatnot, they kind of take a step to the side as this kind of just grows into a bigger thing. So moving on to the actual Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, we have new characters. We have Freddy, Bonnie, Foxy, Chica. These are created by Henry. Excuse me. So the new location has both the classics and new purely animatronic characters. And what I mean by that is that they have both Fredbear and Spring Bonnie and the new 4. This is coming with the big boom, so people are already attached to these original characters, and this is just them making more. Oh, you didn't know about the Blood Room? Yeah. So in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, there's a tape where they're like, if you listen to the tapes of Five Nights at Freddy's 3, that's where that information comes from. They actually give a lot more of a detailed explanation of the spring locks. So if you want to go check that out, that is a good reference for that. Anyways, so these animatronics are built, and Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica and Foxy are just purely animatronics, not animatronic in suit. They don't have any spring locks in them, and they're programmed to follow noise. So they are free roam characters. They're allowed to walk around. They walk towards the sound of kids. And in these new locations, in this new Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, safe rooms are also created, again, for the same spring lock failure incidents in case they happen, because they do still have Fredbear and Spring Bonnie. The safe rooms are invisible to animatronics, and they're hidden from customers and are off camera. They are essentially like a secret room that no one aside from the people using the Fredbear and Spring Bonnie suits know about. The animatronics can't go near it. Customers don't really know about it. It's a hidden thing. So now we go to Evan. If you remember, he is the child of William Afton. We also meet Michael. Evan is a scared little bitch. So he is really, really scared. This takes place in 1983. Michael is just like a big bully of a big brother, and continuously scares his brother with his Foxy mask. Everyone in town kind of bullies this kid. He's terrified of the diner. And he's just scared as fuck. There's not much else to say about that. There's a countdown to the party. This takes place, excuse me, I'm trying to gather my thoughts. Oh shit, that's my mac and cheese is done. Hold up. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Hold on. I could do this really, really quickly. What I was trying to say, because I'm going to keep talking, or else I'm going to talk forever. So what I was saying is that Evan is just terrified. There's something that scared him. We kind of don't really know what it is, but it could just purely be him misunderstanding things and getting terrified of this restaurant, just because the same way that people get scared of like Chuck E. Cheese. There's nothing that has really happened before this, and this is already where things start to get complicated because people already disagree on this part. But this is my timeline, so this is what I say. So I'm also gonna play this clip. So, oh yeah, hold on. Okay, we gotta go back. Hold on. Okay, so Evan is scared of the diner. They're in FNAF 4. The mini games every day. There's a party, and it leads up to his birthday party. Evan is having his birthday party at the restaurant that his father works at because, you know, obviously cheap. So it counts down to the day of the party, and every day he's more and more scared. And then go to do my little fast thing because it won't open otherwise because it's stupid. And this would be a lot better if the stream actually let me play these for some reason. For some reason, it does not let me play it in the slides. But yeah, we're gonna listen to this clip because it's iconic and we have to.
Fun at all.
Plus, it gives me
wow, your brother is kind of a baby, isn't he? It's hilarious. Why don't we help him get a closer look? He will love it. No, please! This is so sad. Come on, guys, let's give this little man a lift. He wants to get up close and personal. No! What the hell? No, I don't want to go. Holy crap. You heard the little man? He wants to get even closer. Ha ha ha. Hey guys, I think the little man said he wants to give Fredbear a big kiss. On 3, 1, 2. Was that the bite of 87?
No. So the answer to that is no. It is the bite of 83. Despite a lot of clues for it being the bite of 87, this game takes place in 1983. Scott Cawthon has actually confirmed this. This is one of the few things that he's actually confirmed. Sorry, I'm just catching up with the chat. Is that the bite of 87? Yeah. It was so close. Yes, so it's the bite of 83. As we said before, Evan's party is held at Fredbear's family diner. As we talked about with the spring locks, any water or moisture can cause the spring locks to come undone because of him crying, because he's sobbing. The spring locks in the Fredbear animatronic come loose and chomp, and he is put into a coma and rushed to the hospital. So he actually, one of the main reasons we also know that this is not the bite of 87 is that he dies at the end. They specifically say for the bite of 87 that the victim does survive. Evan does not. He dies. And so William makes a promise to put him back together, and the restaurant closes after Evan's death. So this is also a very important clip. So we are going to... Oh, this one plays. Look at this. It's hot. So for a majority of the lines, it's actually Michael talking. But at the end, it is... like, this part is Michael. But once it's just the Fredbear plushie, it is William talking. There is a slight coloration change in the text. It is minuscule, but it is a change that I will put you back together. That is William. And then there is a flat line at this, and that is how we know he dies. So, obviously the Springlocks go out of commission after this. No one wants to be associated with these animatronics because obviously a kid died in the mouth of one of them in front of a shit ton of patrons. So, of course, they are going to take them out. So, it could be because of the bite of 83, or it could be another failure with another employee. It is highly probable that it is one or the other. It could have been both. But either way, the suits are deemed unsafe after the accident. Wait, did I skip one? No, I didn't. Okay, so shut out. So we're gonna... Can I? Anyways, so this is a lot of contention. But William has just lost his son. He now sees his business partner, Henry Emily, having his kid, being fine with it. We kind of have to imply our own motive for this, but in my personal opinion, hold on. So to answer your question about the Springlock suit, it could have been. There could have been, but to me, it was probably in... No, there was someone in there. Probably. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I really don't know. Also, I'm also going to say this. There is a really, really good video that I highly suggest you watch. It is comparing the stories of Undertale and Five Nights at Freddy's, and they point out multiple things. You will see online that people say that Scott Cawthon doesn't add Easter eggs. He's only made 2 retcons in the entire thing. Everything has a purpose. That is a flat out lie. I am telling you this as someone that used to believe that. That is a lie. That one video, I am happy to send it if you'd like me to, but that is a complete lie. There's multiple instances of him just throwing in things for aesthetic purposes, retconning things. It is, yeah, no, he ain't all that. No. Like, as we're gonna talk about, the story was supposed to, like, Five Nights at Freddy's 1 was supposed to be his last attempt at a game. It was a shot in the dark before he was gonna quit game development. So anything, oh my god, excuse me, anything after that was building off of that. And then it was supposed to end at 3, and then it was supposed to end at 4, and then it was supposed to end at 5, or I don't think it was supposed to end at 5. Then it was supposed to end at 6, and then it was supposed to end at 7. And so all of these games are pretty much just like one after the other of like, this is supposed to be the end, and then he's like, oh, I'm not really happy with that, and then retcons it so that there's another game. So there's constantly continuity mistakes. Anyways, moving on with the timeline. So, in my version of it, William, out of jealousy of Henry's being able to have his kid and him not being able to have his kid due to this incident, money talks, yeah, pretty much. Anyways, so, out of jealousy, he exacts revenge on Charlie. We know that this is the first murder because he has not had his, it is a crime of passion, pretty much. He drives up outside of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. Charlie is locked out because of, a lot of people will say that the puppet is, that Charlie dies after the missing children incident, which we'll talk about, because the puppet specifically is designed to keep Charlie safe. Which the puppet is designed by Henry, and it is to keep Charlie safe. Oh, Amanda's watching. That's who our third guest is. Hi, honey. Hi, Sierra, also. Anyways, so a lot of people will say that this happens after, but I believe that the reason Henry designed the puppet is because no one kind of even stopped Evan from getting put in that animatronic's mouth. So if there's no protections against that, other things could happen. So I think just seeing his partner's child die in something that he created, he's like, well, I need to make something that is going to protect my child. I only have one kid, and I love her to death, and I want to make sure that she stays safe. So I believe that is why the puppet was designed. But out of revenge, Charlie is locked out of the establishment, and unfortunately, I'm going to play this because this is important. But she's locked out, and unfortunately, she dies by the hands of William. And we're going to watch that really quick while I eat some mac and cheese. Thank you. Okay, so yes, so what we see in this scene is a puppet who is designed to save Charlie. Its one program is to save the kid or to protect the kid in the green wristband. This obviously happens. We see the puppet go out, and now, if I could skip to the next slide, thank you. Let's talk about the puppet, my favorite character. The puppet dies alongside Charlie, and Charlie's soul gets embedded into the puppet. William finds out that this puppet is now possessed. In some way, shape, or form, the puppet becomes more aggressive. It's always watching. We find out that the puppet is possessed, and so does William. And so he wants to figure out how to recreate this possession, because he's like, oh shit, this kid came back to life. I need to figure out how to do that for my kid. My kid died. Why can't my kid possess this? Little does he know, he kind of already did. But anyways, so he's like, I need to figure out how to do this. And this becomes his sole purpose in life, is to figure out how to recreate possession. And so he does the missing children's incident. This all starts on June 26th, or around June 26th. He lures 5 kids into the safe room using the Spring Bonnie suit. We see how some of this is done. Excuse me. Yes. So we see some of this done through the mini games, specifically in Pizzeria Simulator. My belief is that all of the, or at least a majority of the games in Pizzeria Simulator are of the either the families of or the victims of the missing children's incident. We obviously see this game. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, excuse me. Susie, who gets lured by Spring Bonnie, by her dog who passed away in the middle of the road. He's like, I know where your dog is. He's back here. Why don't you follow me? And so she gets lured into the back room and dies. It is highly believed that she is the first one to die. But so the rest happen. I also believe that Midnight Motorists, because this is a high point of contention. I personally believe that Midnight Motorists is from the perspective of either Gabriel, Fritz, or Jeremy, one of them, from this perspective of their father, where Junior's is a bar and not an establishment, although that is a common belief. That is not my belief. That when they're like, oh, it must have gone back to that place again, it's Freddy Fazbear's, and that's where he dies. So anyways, none of them seem to get possessed, unfortunately, though. He kills all these kids, and he's like, why aren't they possessing anything? I've killed them, but now their bodies are just here. Nothing is happening. So that brings us to, quote unquote, the one you should not have killed. That's loud. So Cassidy is the final child that he kills. In this, this is loud. Excuse me. I'm trying to talk here. So he's like, maybe it's about the cruelty. Maybe there's like passion in the murder that's involved or whatever. This is my belief as to why this is the quote unquote the one he should not have killed. Is that maybe he thought cruelty or something was another variable, and this is why. He put, that's why I put that on there. There's a belief, from some people that is also my belief, that he killed Cassidy by putting them into the Fredbear Springlock suit. This is something that we see happen in the books, and something that I believe could have happened in the games for Cassidy, and why that death is why they should not have killed him. Evan is also possessing this suit, though. So my belief is that Evan and Cassidy both possess the Golden Freddy suit, or the Fredbear suit. And it's complicated. I know. Doesn't matter. That's what's happening. It's complicated. Yeah, so again, does the Fredbear suit look different from the Golden Freddy suit? Yes. Does it matter? No, it is the exact same thing. Just roll with it. So, as we talked about, there's a common belief that, we're gonna mute you. There's a common belief that William Afton is the one that stuffs the kids in the suits. This is not the case. I always agreed. Awesome. Yeah, so, there's a common misbelief that William does this. The only reason that this is a misconception is because mainly people don't really just know the lore. And then also he does this in the books because the puppet does not exist in the books, because the main character of the books is Charlie. So obviously if Charlie hasn't died, the puppet has become possessed. So it's kind of a like, the puppet doesn't exist, so he has to fill this role. But anyways, so in the Give Gifts, Give Life minigame, we see that the puppet is actually the one who is trying to make them happy. As we saw in this clip, which I'll play again. Oh shit, wrong one. So as we see in this clip, they try to give the kids gifts where they're like, you're sad. I'm trying to make you happy. And that obviously doesn't work because they're dead. So they decide to give them life instead, and the puppet does this in the same way that they stop Charlie from dying, which is to mingle their bodies with the suits. So the puppet puts their bodies into the suits, and now they become possessed. Also, you might notice this is from the FNAF 2, like every time you start a night, you start with this. This is right after the animatronics become possessed. So how did he not get caught? How did William kill these 5 kids and just, like, get away with it? So, he did get caught. That's the funny thing. So he gets caught, and, oh shit, wait, my ambience hasn't been playing. I'm like, no wonder it sounds weird. Okay. So he does get caught, though. He is seen on the cameras going from around the restaurant into the safe room with these kids. He's even taken into police custody as a suspect, and everything points to him being the one. Okay. Yeah. So, police take him into custody, everything points to him, but the only reason they're not actually able to arrest him is because they couldn't find the bodies. And William's also confused because he's like, I just kind of left him there. So the puppet kind of helped set him free, which is kind of like a fun little catch-22. Oh, actually, fun fact about the scene that you're quoting, about the sounds. It's actually, it's spelling out words. I forget what this one says. I think it's, save him, I think is what it's spelling out. But they go like S-A-V-E, like they spell it out. So that's really cool. So if you listen back to that, they're actually spelling out something. Anyways, so because they can't find the bodies, William faces no repercussions. He gets set free. So, who would want to go back to this place after all of these kids go missing and have already had a thing where other people have died at it? The thing is, nobody. This is a bad rep for them, and so it forces closure. People eventually see what appears to be blood and mucus around the eyes and mouths of the mascots, so they're kind of, the mascot suits are stinking. They smell like rotten corpses. For some reason, no one checks, though. They just look real bad, and they smell real bad, but no one puts 2 and 2 together, because, hey, why? I don't know, people are stupid. So during this closure, all of these safe rooms are sealed at all of the locations to just cover up any tracks of anything. Any questions so far? I know this is a lot. I know I've been rambling. But I think this is a good spot to ask questions because it's gonna get more complicated. So if you don't understand any of this, the rest will not make sense. So any questions? I'm gonna eat my mac and cheese too now. Yeah, agree. Sorry, I have hair in my mouth. I know that the stream takes a minute to come to your end, so if you have no questions, just let me know that you don't have a question. But I don't know how long the lag is. But I'm also taking this opportunity to eat. Are y'all good? Donald, you good? I'm hoping. Okay. Awesome. Yes, I'm eating my mac and cheese from a pot. I don't care. Alright. Circus Baby's Pizza World. So, obviously Freddy Fazbear's, everything's closed. We're starting kind of anew. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza has now left a gap in like children's entertainment, and William's like, I'm gonna fill this gap. And I also have my own agenda. So the Funtime animatronics are essentially. Wait, what did I write that for? I don't remember why I wrote plus Springlock suits. Oh, I know, because they did have Springlock suits there. Yeah, so I don't know why, but Circus Baby's Pizza World has both these Funtime animatronics, which are these ones right here. Funtime Foxy, Baby, Ballora, Funtime Freddy. And they have some Springlock suits there. I don't know why. They just do. Just roll with it. These are created by William to both entertain them, but mainly to capture kids to experiment on them, to see if he can still figure out possession, because he still has not figured this out. He also designs the main animatronic off of his living daughter, Elizabeth Afton. So that is, Baby is based off Elizabeth Afton. So these are the blueprints for the animatronics. Seems normal all at first until you look closer, because it's like air hose nose attachment, blah 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 blah. Internal ice cream dispenser. That's weird. And then you look over at Funtime Foxy and you're like, oh, like light activation central. And then parental voice sync and reply, meaning he can mimic parents' voices. And then Ballora, what was it? What is hers? I forget what she does. And then also, if you look over at Funtime Freddy, hey, what's this right here? That's a child inside of him. So that's fun. They're in there. Well, the thing is, he's trying to get people to die so he can experiment. So this is kind of the thing. So, an unlikely turn of events. As we know, Baby is based on his daughter. And so but Baby is meant to kill people, right? So, he's like, daughter, I know that this animatronic is based off you, but, sorry, I know that this animatronic is based off of you, but you cannot go near her. Do not go near her. And she's like, but like, I want it to though. And so then there's a line, which I'm going to play for you, because it is easier to just let it speak for itself. Although I need to click. Excuse me, I'm like so burpy today. I'm so sorry. Very unladylike of me. Is it gonna play? I don't think so.
There were 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. Something happened when there was one, a little girl, standing by herself. I was no longer myself, and I stopped singing. My stomach opened, and there was ice cream. I couldn't move, at least, not until she stepped closer. There was screaming for a moment, but only for a moment. Then other children rushed in again, but they couldn't hear her over the sounds of their own excitement. I still hear her sometimes. Why did that happen?
And then this is the actual thing that happens, and I'm trying to play the video and shit won't load. This is a lot more seamless when it actually works in the slide, I promise. I love this video here. Why is it gotta be there, dude? So you now have the visual and auditory descriptions of what has happened. So she's dead now. So this is now the second child that William Afton has lost. Two things that he created. So it's stupid. He's stupid. Oh, now you want to play there? Okay. Oh. My ambience. Okay. Thank you for bearing with me while I do this stupid little thing. Yes, so, canceled due to leaks. After opening day of Circus Baby's Pizza World, it closes to gas leaks. Obviously we know it's not because of gas leaks, but that's what they tell the public. You can see it in this teaser for the game. There is a lot of hype, and then it just all stops. Only a handful of people got to see because it was only opening day. Equipment is being taken into cars under tarps at night, and then the whole building just goes up for sale like a couple weeks later. So it's just very like, it opens and then it closed, and then they're taking things away in secret, and then it closes and buildings for sale. So now, hey, guess what? Freddy Fazbear's is back. So it's now the new and improved Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. It is now the summer of 1987. Yes, I did say 87. The old animatronics that we talked about at the old location. By the way, that's not the first game. That's a location that never existed in a playable game. We will talk about that later. Anyways, so the old animatronics are moved here. They are used for parts, because of course they are. They are stored in a back room, notably not a safe room, because this is a new location. This location does not have a safe room because it is a new location. And they don't have any reason to have a safe room, but they have a back room which all these old animatronics are located to. These new animatronics are toy animatronics. Exactly. So these toy animatronics have facial recognition tied to a criminal database. This is one of the measures that they take because of all of the old things that happened. They're like, okay, well, we need to make sure that this place is safe, so here's a precaution we're taking for it to be safe. And so, yeah. Hey, but guess what? William is back. He works as the first night guard, not the first night guard that we play, but the first night guard at the place. And he's kind of observing the animatronics. He is also probably not using William Afton as his name. He probably goes under a fake alias. Dave Miller is the pseudonym he uses in... Pseudonym? The fake name he uses in the books. He works as a security guard in the books under that name. So it likely makes sense for him to probably do the same thing here. So he now knows seeing the animatronics move around and stuff, that the MCI worked, but he still doesn't really know how, because he wasn't the one that put the bodies in the suits. He's like, oh shit, this did work, but I don't know how. So he moves to the day shift. And Jeremy Fitzgerald, who is the first person we play as in FNAF 2, takes the night shift. The old animatronics stink, by the way. They are, like, rotting. Anyways, so then we have the dead children's incident. Is this the same thing? No. So, kind of, actually, though. So children start to go missing again at this new place. So fun. This also obviously brings back the stories of the MCI, where it's like, hey, kids are going missing at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Kind of reminds us of the last time that happened. But Fazbear Entertainment is like, this is not the same thing. No, we are not. This is not happening again. I know it sounds like it, but I promise it's not. But it is. So Afton kidnaps and kills 5 more kids. He keeps a closer eye on the puppet, because he's like, obviously the puppet's the first one, so I have to see what the puppet does. But the puppet has kind of learned its lesson and has realized that the old animatronics are kind of suffering because they're a part of the suits now. They're like, oh shit, this was kind of a bad plan. So they're like, I'm not doing that shit again. I'm not gonna trap more kids. So these kids don't possess any animatronics. Now you might be asking, why are the other animatronics moving around in Five Nights at Freddy's 2? Oh, okay, so I didn't put a slide for it. So it's because of a thing called Remnant, and I'll explain Remnant later. But just know that they are haunted as a offshoot of the old animatronics, because they are using parts from the old animatronics that are possessed. They are becoming possessed as an offshoot of having those parts in that. I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm explaining that correctly. But that is why they move. They're not sentient. Some people believe that the dead children incident do possess the toy animatronics. I will explain later why they don't. So, William gets caught again. There is a police investigation into the missing kids, obviously. William is not really tied to them. But he gets fired not because of the police investigation, but because he was caught tampering with animatronics. And that he used a spare suit in the back, which is the spring Bonnie animatronic, which because they pretty much brought everything from the old location, threw it in that back room. So he used the spare suit in the back and tampered with the animatronics. So now he gets fired after tampering, and he just kind of fucks off. He just kind of dips. So where do the bodies go? I don't know. Simple answer to that is I don't know. I think they're just found. But yeah. So now we're actually going to talk about the Bite of 87. Oh, wait. Oh, MCI stands for the Missing Children's Incident. So when Jeremy, Susie, why am I forgetting their names? I'm not going to go back all the way. But essentially, the whole other murders that actually happened, they are the MCI, which is Missing Children's Incident, because they couldn't find the bodies. The Dead Children's Incident is they did find the bodies, and the bodies were dead. That is essentially the easiest way to explain it. So yeah, now we're actually going to talk about the Bite of 87. So Jeremy is shifted from the night shift to the day shift for the last day of operation. It is a birthday party. And because all of these animatronics have kind of been acting weird, Phone Guys just like stay close to the animatronics, make sure they don't hurt anyone, like just need to make sure they're okay. Mangle was already fucked up. he's already one of the wild ones in the game. Like he's already a clump of parts as a pull apart, put back together animatronic. He would have been really easy to tamper with. And so during the day, as Phone Guy instructs, Jeremy stays close to the animatronics, Mangle being one of them, and Mangle lashes out during the middle of the day and bites Jeremy's frontal lobe off. And so the final day that they were supposed to have ends in tragedy. Yeah. I also believe that these paychecks, the reason why, because they say summer job in the game. Yes. Yes. And we're gonna actually get introduced to one other person very soon. But anyway, so yeah, Jeremy is the Bite of 87 victim. He is a worker. Oh. And yeah. So the reason I believe, because there's a disparity in the phone calls in FNAF 2, they say, your new summer job at the new and improved Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. That, as you can see right here, November is not a summer month. That is a little different. So my belief is that the paychecks were dated after Jeremy recovers enough from being in the hospital, from having his entire frontal lobe bit off. I believe that these paychecks are issued to him after they realize he survives, because I don't think they would give a paycheck to someone that has died. And I think that Fazbear Entertainment is very much a company that would wait until someone is like, yeah, hey, I am alive, I need my paycheck, to issue their paycheck. So that is why I believe that it is dated in November. Yes, it is a big thing that shifts people's perspective on the timeline, let me tell you. Anyways, so, employee number 3. So, now we get introduced to Michael, who you might remember is the 3rd child of William Afton, and is the only surviving one at this point. He was not there at Circus Baby's Pizza World launch. He just knows that his sister went missing. He is now an adult, or at least in his late teens, and he can start working now. So, this is also the same kid that would scare his younger brother with the Foxy mask, and also put his younger brother into the head of the animatronic that killed him. Just so we're clear. So we know that he knows that her disappearance is tied to Fazbear Entertainment in some way. So he's kind of going around now that this location has opened up, and he's kind of searching. He works that last night shift after Jeremy switches to the day shift, and he's under the name Fritz Smith. So, obviously, with someone's frontal lobe getting chopped off kind of again, it closes, obviously. They're only open a couple weeks, and because of the fact that one of the toy animatronics is the one that committed this crime, the toys are just scrapped. No one wants anything to do with them. They decide that the originals that they had been using for parts are going to be refurbished for the future, and that they're going to reopen hopefully at some point. So, now, this is Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. Again, yeah, I know. How many locations are there? Yep. So this is actually where we play in FNAF 1. So this is our Five Nights at Freddy's 1 location. So, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria opens again. They decide to go back to their roots, so they refurbish the old animatronics, and they also refurbish the old pizzeria where the MCI happens. So the old pizzeria and the old animatronics are kind of back. That's not creepy. Tape gave out on one of those things I had hanging up. If there's a ghost in here, hello. We do have a ghost in our house, so I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe they don't like Five Nights at Freddy's. That's okay. So, this location is not as fancy of a reboot. It is very much a just like, we're not going to advertise. I know. Like, we're not really going to advertise it. We're just going to kind of like have a soft launch. Like, every time we have this big launch, something terrible happens. So we're just going to soft launch this. It's not really as fancy. It's kind of run down, even though they tried to refurbish it. Foxy is still kind of out of order. Like, they can't really put them completely back together. It's just kind of falling apart. This kind of happens around 1993. It's not really successful. Michael also goes from working at the new and improved Freddy Fazbear's to this one, under the new pseudonym of Mike Schmidt. The events of the first game happen around November like 12th to 13th, and we hear that phone guy on his last day, who worked the week before you, dies on his last day. Quote unquote, the tragedy that took place there many years ago, which is the MCI, causes this location to shut down by the end of the year, because obviously this is literally the place where the missing incident happened, and the previous two locations had kids going missing. This is the place where they went missing. It's not really popular. Their name is kind of tarnished by now. Like, maybe people were willing to give them a second chance, but not a third one. So, I'm not going to play this, but it's the last night. It's the phone call on the last night. I think most people are familiar with it. If not, and oh, is it going to play it anyways? Oh, it's going to play it anyways. Anyways, so I'm going to finally explain Remnant. I fucking hate Remnant. But I need to explain it, because it is crucial to the plot, unfortunately. Remnant is a metallic substance which can be used to trap souls in inanimate objects. It is essentially the thing that ties the soul to the animatronics. This also explains how the souls possess the animatronics after their bodies are disposed of, because we can clearly see in FNAF 2 that the Wizards don't have bodies in them. So we're like, why are they still possessed if the kids aren't in them? It's because of Remnant. The Remnant ties the soul to the metal. So it's stupid. Trust me, I know. But that is how it happens. So now we're going to talk about Circus Baby's entertainment and rentals. So, as we said before, Circus Baby's Pizza World closed. All of these assets have now been moved to an underground bunker, run by William Afton. This is rented out to private parties by day. So all of these animatronics are rented out, so they can be sent. Like, you can have a kid's birthday party in your backyard. You can be like, I want this animatronic. I want an animatronic to show up. Same way that you're like, I want to hire Optimus Prime for a wedding. Amanda will get that reference. We went to a wedding with a Optimus Prime animatronic. Anyways, same kind of thing. So Circus Baby's rentals is not really designed to have... Is designed to have guests in it? What did I mean by that? I made this PowerPoint also like 2 years ago, so I'm trying to like remember some of my notes. Right. I remember. So in the rental space, there is also like stages. So people can go on tours to like see the animatronics. It's like, obviously this place was open for one day, so they don't actually know what these animatronics look like. So they're like, they can come and tour and see what the animatronics are. But there's like hidden rooms. Afton has a hidden room of his own, but I don't know. Either way, moving on. This is the breaker room map. From this map, yeah, I know. If you have a question, please let me know, because I know that this shit gets complicated. So the bunker is directly under the Five Nights at Freddy's 4 town. So the one that Evan got bit under, which is William Afton's house, this bunker is right underneath it. The location on the map infers that during 1983 or a similar time frame, William was bringing one of his kids to a separate sleeping area where FNAF 4 gameplay would happen every night, and this is likely Michael. I'm gonna explain this. So, as you can see, this is kind of the map of like this is the layout of the FNAF 4 game attached to this big bunker. This is the hallway. This is like, it is like one for one. So originally, Dream Theory is a very big thing. I will kind of touch on that near the end. But Dream Theory is, I essentially believe, what FNAF 4 was trying to put into canon. And then I think people didn't like that. People really did not like Dream Theory. MatPat has a good video explaining what Dream Theory is, because that's pretty much what everyone went off of. The premise of it was that FNAF 4 essentially is the real world, and then everything before then is a dream made up by the crying child, which is Evan. Yes, so I don't know what Wait for Real was, because there's a lot going on. So people really didn't like that. They're like, what? Like, everything was a dream? That's such a cop-out. And so then he made Sister Location. And so I think that this is a response to the Dream Theory and being like, okay, we're going to make this into something that has actually happened. There's these things called, what are they called? I think I have a slide on it, actually. But the purpose of this in the timeline, after going on my little tangent, excuse my tangent, is that after Evan dies, William's like, I don't want another kid to die. So he makes this elaborate thing where he brings Michael to sleep every night, to essentially scare him from animatronics, to be like, I never want to go anywhere near them. People also can say that this is also Evan, but it kind of makes no sense for it to be before. But either way, these are the nightmares. These are... Oh, okay, cool. So I did not make a slide on it. That's fine. Also, we're 39 slides deep. Let's go. Yeah, but so the nightmares have... I forget what it's called because I didn't write it down, and that's stupid of me, but it's okay. In one of the books... I hate to pull from the books, but in one of the books, there are these discs that get put onto an animatronic, and it makes the... Yeah, it is pretty crazy that pretty much all of FNAF 4 takes place in this bunker. It is pretty wild. Again, I believe that Dream Theory was completely canon at the time of FNAF 4, but then it got retconned. That is my belief. But yeah, so there's a disc that goes on these animatronics, and it produces, I think, a sound or something that makes the person within distance of it see something completely different. So think like if I were to I guess show up in these clothes, but then I put on a disc and it makes me look like I'm wearing like a full cosplay. Like, it's kind of like that kind of thing. So there are these discs made to make these look super terrifying to probably Michael. So, anyways, in this time frame, what's William up to? Hey, what's this video? I don't know. I don't know what got unlisted. Anyways, so I'm trying to think of what video that was. Sorry. So anyways, what is William up to at this time? He kind of tampers with those animatronics and then he fucks off. And he makes this rental company. So now what is he doing? So he goes back to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. The closed one, by the way. Remember, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza in 1993 closed because no one wanted to fucking go there. And it was run down as shit. So he goes, I know what this video is. So he goes back there. And he lures each night. He goes back once, every night. Every night he goes back and he lures an animatronic to the safe room. The safe room where you would bleed out in if you were to have a spring lock failure. The animatronics can't see these rooms, so they kind of buffer at that point, and then he jumps out and dismantles one animatronic per night. He then kind of understands how this works now, and he collects all the remnant from all of these, and he puts the remnant into the Fun Times to continue his experiments with remnant and possession. So the video I had up there, I can maybe try to look it up really quick, because what I'm explaining is not really because I don't think, yeah, I know, I heard him too. Is this all of them, or is this just this one? Because it's harder for me to explain it rather than just seeing it, because this one is pretty, this is 1 minute long? Is this it, or is this just the end? Okay, this is just the end, which I will play, mind you, because it is one of the most important minigames in the entire series, but I just have to find this one. I'm so sorry. These minigames are also really important. If you ever have questions on what anything is, obviously I've put way too much time into looking at these. I know what everything is supposed to be. Oh god, I don't even want to think about that. Okay, here we go. Okay. So, essentially, I'm not going to play all of this for you, but this is one of them. It takes place with a different animatronic each night, obviously. You can obviously see that this place is closed. It is dilapidated. There is like rain coming through. Note the rain. There's rain coming through. There's like rats. It's like run down. Like no one's here. Like it's closed. It's boarded up. William Afton comes and he leads them to the safe room. Yes. So he leads them to the safe room. And obviously, here we go. Oh, no, it's not. Come on. Go to the safe room now. I need you to go a bit faster. Here we go. As you see, Freddy's already disassembled. Oh my god, do not go the other way. Go back. Thank you. And so this is what happens. They can't go in the safe room because they can't see it. And so William Afton comes out and disassembles them. And I will come back to that because I actually really need to. But there's also this arm that he makes where he can inject the remnant. So the way he puts the remnant from these old animatronics into the Fun Times is through this machine called the scooper. And this kind of, in some convoluted way, injects the Fun Times with the remnant. Here's the mechanics of it, if you wanted to look at it. It's by Afton Robotics right here. Is the scooper. You can read it if you want. Just know that it injects them with remnant. So now the Fun Times have the remnant from the old animatronics. Okay, click. Okay, and the fifth night. I'm just gonna play it here because I already got it pulled up. And this is the most important one, at least to me. Will it go full screen? Oh my god, it was not doing that before. Okay. So, Foxy, blah, 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 blah. Are we gonna get the last one? Or is it going to do... Oh, why is it gonna do all the stupid ones first? Here we go. So on the last night you play as this crying child instead of another animatronic. And I'm just gonna shut up. Although I'm gonna skip ahead because they're walking everywhere when they really don't need to. And so obviously we see the kids come out and they scare him and he tries to get into the Springlock suit, but hey, guess what? So this scene, by the way, is him being Springlocked, which is one of the most fun things that we get. Like we get like an actual 3D model of him dying in the Springlock suit. So yes and no. So the remnant thing, before he gets Springlocked, he puts all of the remnant into the fun times. So he does succeed in getting the remnant from the old animatronics into the fun times. But he goes back for one last night. I don't know why. Maybe to get the spring body suit? I don't know his motives. But he's there, and then the spirits come into the back room where he's like, oh shit, that's ghosts. That's the ghosts of the kids I murdered. Haha. And it is a common fact within like the books and in the movie, and so I'm assuming the games, that he has this power trip when he puts on the suit. He's like very two different statures when he's not in the suit, and then when he is in the suit, it's like he becomes like more confident. It's like a whole different thing. It's really well explained in the Silver Eyes trilogy in the first book. But yeah, so he puts all the remnant in the suits, or in the fun times. He goes back, and then he sees these kids, and he's like, oh shit, and he's like, well, I know how to, and then he goes in the spring body suit, and he's like, haha, I'm the one that killed you, so now you have to be scared of me. You should be scared of me. But hey, guess what? It's raining because the building's dilapidated, and it's dripping, and moisture, as we know, with spring locks, causes them to come loose. So he gets spring locked in this back room, and he dies. Kind of. and now it's gonna play both of them at the same time. Okay. So Michael is given information from William before he dies. He's given information from William. He is told that the MCI. He is told where the possessed animatronics were, and that Elizabeth's soul is in Baby. Because I don't know if I mentioned that when Baby died, when Elizabeth Ashton died, she becomes one with Baby. So they are now together. Before William dies, he tells Michael to put her back together and set her free. So now Michael goes to Circus Baby's Entertainment and Rentals and applies to be a technician, and this is who we play as in Sister Location. So during his time of employment, Circus Baby's rental has a lot of people die at that location. It is not viewed fondly. It is even joked about, like, by the commuter system that runs the place. Like, it is not a place. It's like, why would you want to work here? Like, they're even asking you, and they're the, so, but anyways, so during your time there, you complete a series of maintenance tasks each night, and through these nights, Baby kind of guides you and gains your trust by talking you through things and helping you. During the 5th night, Baby says that something bad happens, and when she was out, and wants Michael to, quote unquote, save what is good so the rest can be destroyed and never recovered. There's, I think I just put this in here for funsies, but this is also, you see that you're in a Springlock suit, which is really fun. But so during the 5th night, she guides you through. She's like, all right, I need you to do this. I need you to turn left and go right and go straight and whatever. And she leads you to the scooping room.
You're in the scooping room. Do you know why they call it the scooping?
I think I put it in because of this monologue.
It's because, dummy, this is the room where they use the scooper. I thought that would be obvious. Isn't that a fun name for something? The scooper. It sounds like something you would use for ice cream, or custard, or sprinkles. It sounds like something you would want in your birthday party to ensure that you get a heaping portion of every
She just yapping.
good thing. I wonder, though, if you were a freshly opened pint of ice cream, how you would feel about something with that name. Thankfully, I don't think a freshly opened pint of ice cream feels anything at all.
So, yeah. That leads us to this. So you get led into the scooping room at the end.
Warning, you've entered a highly dangerous area. You have entered from Maintenance Hatch 1B, reserved for cleaning and repair of the scooper. Entering this side of the room is strictly prohibited by unauthorized personnel.
You are in the scooping room now. Funtime Foxy has already been here today. Funtime Freddy has already been here today. Melora has already been here today. Circus Baby has already been here today. I've been out before, but they always put me back. They always put us back inside. There's nowhere for us to hide here. There is nowhere to go when we look like this. But if we looked like you, then we could hide. If we looked like you, then we would have somewhere to go. The scooper only hurts for a moment.
So you get your insides scooped out. So Michael gets injected with, this is distracting me. So yeah. You get your insides scooped out as Michael because they think that you're William Afton because you look like your father. But the scooper injects Michael. But yeah, so the scooper injects Michael with Remnant and Ennard, which is the combination of all of the fun times, all of their insides, innards, combine into make Ennard. So all of the Remnant from all of the kids is put into Ennard because it's all their parts, and Baby. So he uses Michael's skin as a suit. And this works fine. They're able to actually use Michael's body to go roam around. So he's got like animatronic bits inside of him. But unfortunately, his skin rots because he's dead. So his skin is rotting. This is what we're watching, is the whatever. You can see every day he gets a little bit more people are hiding because he rots. And he turns purple, which is definitely not confusing, but he is not Purple Guy, who is William Afton. Purple Guy William Afton, different thing than Michael Afton. But yeah, so he is literally purple. William Afton is figuratively purple. So yeah, as we see on this last night, not doing too well. And so Ennard's like, okay, yeah, this is not working. So he dips out of Michael into the sewers, and because Michael kind of has remnant because of the remnant that was left over, and also the fact that his skin is kind of this suit and his soul is kind of there, it's complicated, but he repossesses himself. So Michael is still, he's kind of like a zombie situation. That's very interesting. Thank you. That's actually so cool. You're smart. You're smarter than me. But yes. So yeah. So Ennard goes into the sewers and Michael repossesses himself. This is the cutscene.
Father, it's me, Michael. I did it. I found it. It was right where you said it would be. They were all there. They didn't recognize me at first, but then they thought I was you. And I found her. I put her back together, just like you asked me to. She's free now. But something is wrong with me. I should be dead, but I'm not. I've been living in shadows. There is only one thing left for me to do now. I'm going to come find you. I'm going to come find you.
So we move into like 2023-ish. And Fazbear Frights, a local amusement park decides to make a horror attraction based on the unsolved mysteries of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. This is about 30 years after the closure of the most recent restaurant, so this is about 2023-ish. Michael, obviously looking for his father now, finds employment here. He is obviously been like living with all this shit for so long. He kind of, with the lack of oxygen, because the place is really run down as well, he starts to see hallucinations of older animatronics, and none of that's really bothering him. You know, he's kind of working there, and then the owners are like digging for things, and they find a safe room. And what's in that safe room, you might ask? Maybe the spring bodysuit that has been locked up there since the last restaurant closed. So Springtrap is then brought to Fazbear Frights as a like cool attraction piece, but Springtrap is now released within the attraction, because Springtrap is, did I make a thing about that? Yeah, so Springtrap is, I think most people know this, but after the spring locks activate with William Afton, he doesn't die. He kind of dies and then has a similar situation to Michael where he kind of repossesses himself, where he's kind of half alive, half dead. He's kind of in this like purgatory. It's really cool. So Springtrap is released and Michael's like, oh shit, I found my father. And like a week before this place is about to open, Michael is like, I found my dad. And then he burns the attraction to the ground to try to kill his father. This kills Afton for a second time, but guess what? This bitch always comes back. I said the thing. I said the line. And he survives. So this is where the series actually ends. William is actually killed though. Even though, ignore what I just said. He's killed. All is well and good. And then there's just a little game. It's just like a really cute little game. Nothing too crazy. Ignore that picture.
Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. I am actually looking forward to it. No menu music yet. Let's press enter.
I will say, I kind of love Daco. Okay, we can move past this. Oh, fuck. Shit. My little reveal
Two.
gun.
Then mushroom, then sausage, then pepperoni, and then you're done. Just grab the bread, guys.
I can't fool you. I'm just really bad at this presentation.
Go to the pizzeria. Now what do? Round one. Oh, wow. Shift to throw pizza. Yo! This is pretty cool. I'm stacking them up and eat. Okay, do I just feed them? What do I do here? Here you go.
I love that,
okay.
though. I low-key love the soundtrack to this game.
Until they blow up. Eat it. Okay, and that's like a little... Okay, round two. Okay, so it's kind of like the baby minigame in Sister Location. Eat it. Oh my god.
So this is the game, by the way.
Yeah,
This is
it's
it.
like that. So we just keep, like, instead of cupcakes, we're throwing pizzas at the kids instead. Okay. What the hell is that? Do I... Oh my god, what the hell are you? He's like Shadow Freddy. Blocking off the pizzas from me. Oh my god.
When I played this game, by the way, I got stuck on this for like 5
Oh god,
minutes.
I think I know what to do. I have to, like, keep feeding him that, and then he stops for a little bit, and then I go, yum yum. Okay. Cool, this Shadow Freddy dude, what are you doing, mate? Stop trying to block off my pizzas. It's got the white eyes as well. Oh god. There we go. Are you okay? What the? What the frick? The frick going on? Oh! Oh! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh! Oh, are you freaking kidding me?
Anyways, I love that clip so much because it's very indicative of kind of how that game came out, and it's like the perfect example of it because like Scott at the time was very much like, I'm not gonna really put out another game, like, you know, I don't really know, like, maybe I'll work on a game, maybe, like, I don't know. And then he just drops like a little pizzeria simulator game like for free, and then like that happens, and it's the like culmination game, like everything kind of comes to a front. This is one of my favorite games. So anyways, Pizzeria Simulator. You are a restaurant franchisee of the new Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. You become a franchisee, and you are told that you have to salvage there are it is, isn't it? You have to salvage these like the salvages. They're called the salvages. So the animatronics you find in the back alley, you have to salvage them according to paragraph 4, which is part of your employment agreement. You have to gather them all in one place, which is the restaurant, all in one place by the end of the week. This game also takes place in 2023, so like very recently after the other location burns to the ground. So the salvage animatronics, let's figure out. So the MCI kids all get put into the fun times, right? And all of the fun times become Ennard. So Ennard is all of them. So then why do we have different salvage animatronics? So as we find out through scottgames.com and the source code, within Ennard, the rest of the animatronics and or the rest of the souls, and then Elizabeth / baby, they're kind of fighting. They're having infighting within this one body, and so they decide to go their separate ways. So Ennard becomes Circus Baby. She is her own. She makes herself out of new scraps. And then this one, which is Funtime Freddy, Funtime Foxy, and Ballora. So the rest of them go into here, and Baby goes here. They kind of fight. They go their own separate ways. The puppet also still exists. The puppet also was not dismantled by William. So they have their own. So we gather my thoughts. Sorry. So this animatronic is called Lefty, and Lefty is built to capture the puppet. Because the puppet would not definitely come willingly, so they are trapped within Lefty. You can kind of see them right here, a little bit here. You can kind of see them in different places. There's also a really, really cool Funko model that I really, really want, that has a really good depiction of it. Anyways, so that's them, and then Springtrap becomes Burntrap. This is my least favorite version of his model. No, not Burntrap. This is just also Springtrap. Burntrap is the other one that I hate more than this one. But Springtrap looks sick as fuck from FNAF 3, and then he looks stupid as shit in this game. That's like one of the only things I really dislike about this game. So anyways, let's recap. Ennard, these two. Puppet in Lefty. Springtrap is still Springtrap.
It's only now that I understand the depth of the depravity of this creature, this monster that I unwillingly helped to create.
I need to explain that. My bad. So Henry Emily is actually the one that builds this place. I wasn't sure if I explained it later, so I didn't want to bring it up before. Because again, I built this presentation. Wait, what is it? It is the damn forehead, isn't it? It's so stupid looking. It's so stupid. Anyways, sorry, I keep getting thrown off my train of thought. So Henry Emily is the one that actually builds this place. You will see it at the end, but he kind of has this monologue during the Insanity ending where he kind of is journaling his own thoughts into the computer. And this is what this is.
It's only now that I understand the depth of the depravity of this creature, this monster that I unwillingly helped to create. As if what he had already done wasn't enough. He found a new way to desecrate, to humiliate, to destroy. As if the suffering wasn't enough, the loss of innocence, the loss of everything to so many people. Small souls trapped in prisons of my making, now set to new purpose, and used in ways I never thought imaginable. He lured them all back to a familiar place, back with familiar tricks. He brought them all together. Are they still aware? I hope not. It keeps me awake at night. I could make myself sleep, but not yet. Not until I undo what he has done and heal this wound. A wound first inflicted on me, but then one that I let bleed out to cause all of this. He set some kind of trap. I don't know what it was, but he led them there, again. He overpowered them, again. And he robbed them of the only thing that they had, again. I don't know how those tiny breaths of life came to inhabit those machines, but they will never find rest now, not like this. I have to call them all back, all of them, together in one place.
So, oh shoot, hold on. Actually, I think it kind of speaks for itself. This is the ending. I'm even gonna just sit over here. Oh, come on, are you not gonna play? That's what I mean. It's fine, now it can be full screen.
You played right into our hands.
Actually, hold on.
Did
Sorry.
you really think that this...
Pause. Okay, can... Why can't I not? There we go. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna make this, so you can't see. Could you not hear that entire thing? Okay, lol. Okay, I'm just gonna then, I'm just gonna play it with my mic, my thing on then. Because, I mean, I don't know if you've seen this before, but it's just, I know it's 5 minutes long, but it's worth it. Like, it's still, I'm sorry. I'm gonna play it again. Please tell me if this works or not, okay? I'm
You
playing
played
it.
right into our hands. Did you really think that this job just fell out of the sky for you?
I love you.
This was a gift for us. You gathered them all
Yay.
together
Okay.
in one place.
Enjoy
just like
the
he
wonderful
asked
monologue.
you to. All of those little souls in one place. Just for us. A gift. Now we can do what we were created to do and be complete. I will make you proud, Daddy. Watch. Listen. And be full.
Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth. If you still even remember that name. But I'm afraid you've been misinformed. You are not here to receive a gift, nor have you been called here by the individual you assume, although you have indeed been called. You have all been called here, into a labyrinth of sounds and smells, misdirection, and misfortune. A labyrinth with no exit, a maze with no prize. You don't even realize that you are trapped. Your lust for blood has driven you in endless circles, chasing the cries of children in some unseen chamber, always seeming so near, yet somehow out of reach. But you will never find them. None of you will. This is where your story ends. And to you, my brave volunteer, who somehow found this job listing not intended for you, Although there was a way out planned for you, I have a feeling that's not what you want. I have a feeling that you are right where you want to be. I am remaining as well. I am nearby. This place will not be remembered, and the memory of everything that started this can finally begin to fade away, as the agony of every tragedy should. And to you monsters trapped in the corridors, be still, and give up your spirits. They don't belong to you. For most of you, I believe there is peace, and perhaps more, waiting for you after the smoke clears. Although for one of you, the darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole. So don't keep the devil waiting, friend. My daughter, if you can hear me, I knew you would return as well. It's in your nature to protect the innocent. I'm sorry that on that day, the day you were shut out and left to die, no one was there to lift you up into their arms, the way you lifted others into yours. And then, what became of you? I should have known you wouldn't be content to disappear. Not my daughter. I couldn't save you then. So let me save you now. It's time to rest, for you, and for those you have carried in your arms. This ends, for all of us, in communication.
So that's the end. Kind of. So that is where, oh, hi, honey. It is the best ending, and that is why I end it at Pizzeria Simulator, kind of, because there's one more game that gets put out after Pizzeria Simulator, and that is, if I can skip to it, Ultimate Custom Night. So Ultimate Custom Night appears on the surface to kind of just be like a customization of, like, people would make like 420 modes. I'm sure you're aware of this, of like trying to beat it on the hardest level, whatever. So Ultimate Custom Night, after Pizzeria Simulator, Scott asked the fan base, like, hey, would you rather a full-blown pizzeria simulator game, like a simulator game, or like an Ultimate Custom Night just as a fun game for the fans, as like a send-off, because obviously that was a like a send-off, because this was like the end, like obviously that was a final script to kind of tie together everything. Ultimate Custom Night, you don't think there's lore? There's always lore. So Cassidy, who is the one of the possessed of Golden Freddy, will not let William's soul pass peacefully. This is too easy of a death for him. And so they hold him in quote-unquote purgatory, and that is what Ultimate Custom Night is. It is you play as William Afton, and you just die over and over and over and over again. And this is Cassidy holding on to William Afton's soul, as well as a whole bunch of other animatronic souls, to torture him and kind of hold him in purgatory to make him suffer. But also, I'm also going to just talk, this is also why, Henry's speech at the end is also why, I believe that there's only 5, Circus Baby, she's just a kid. So Circus Baby is, hold on, I'll talk about that in a second. So, I'm trying to regain my thoughts. Yes, this is also why I believe that there are only ever 5 kids that he murdered, and not, I want to say, okay, I will explain Circus Baby in one moment, I promise, but, I'm sorry, I keep, like, losing my train of thought. I believe that the missing children incident are the only ones that ever possess the animatronics, purely because of that last statement by Henry, where he goes through, like, he like hurt you, and then he lured you back and hurt you again, and also there's gravestones and whatnot, and there's only ever 5. It only ever makes sense that there's 5, plus Evan, plus Baby, kind of plus Michael, whatnot. So post UCN story, it's almost over, I promise. Let me explain Baby before I move on to post UCN, and also I'm gonna ask if you have any questions, please drop them now, because this is the end of, like, where I build my timeline. The rest are kind of just going to be, from here on out, it's kind of going to be a recap of what the games are since then, but that is pretty much my timeline, so there's that. But yes, so Baby is evil kind of because the animatronic itself kind of overtakes Elizabeth's soul. So Baby's programming is to follow William Afton's orders, and is to lure kids and kind of murder them, even though that's not really, like, they don't really know that. Also, they've been Baby has kind of just been tortured for years now. So when she's in the rental place, obviously, or I don't know, obviously, they frequently get put into the scooping room, and so Baby's not really evil. She's kind of just like, I need to get out of this place. Like, it is continuously torturing us and whatever. And then she just gets more and more evil. I don't know. It's Scott Cawthon's writing, so you just kind of gotta roll with it at some point. You can kind of give meaning to certain things, but sometimes it's just his writing. Anyways, so I don't see any questions, so I'm gonna move on. So post UCN, Ultimate Custom Night. There's Help Wanted. So at this point, post UCN, Scott Cawthon hands over the rights to his games to Steel Wool Studios. So that is also why I consider all of the previous games to be that timeline. Also because Help Wanted, oh my god, excuse me. Steel Wool, in their first game that they make, which is Help Wanted, they kind of state in it that all the previous games were made by someone, at least like Scott Cawthon, in universe, hired by Fazbear Entertainment, loosely based on true events, kind of to make light of it. So all of these games kind of technically exist within Steel Wool. But I say that they're their own entity. It makes things a lot easier for my peace of mind, and also for the timeline moving forward, because it just gets more and more complicated. You thought it was complicated before? Oh boy. So in Help Wanted, there's a thing called Glitch Trap. They make this game super fast, and we're also going to get into sci-fi territory, because that is what Steel Wool did. They made it very sci-fi. So they scanned a chip, and one of which contained Afton's consciousness. Jeremy, who's one of the workers, goes insane from Glitch Trap, and slices his face off with a paper slicer. There's a new character, Vanessa. She creates tapes hidden within the game, and was initially made to tell a message, but then Glitch Trap attaches himself to the tapes, and once all the tapes are put together, Glitch Trap is freed into the mind of the person with the VR headset. Vanessa, yeah. So, yeah. Now we get to Security Breach. We have the glam rock animatronics. We have Freddy, Monty, Roxy, and Chica, R.I.P. Bonnie, my OG, I love him. We also have Sun and Moon, There's a kid called Gregory locked in the Pizzaplex overnight. He's being chased by Vanessa, who is also Vanny, who is the murder bunny. You kind of know this, so I'm not going to go over it too heavily. But Glamrock Freddy helps you throughout the game. And one of the endings is that the Pizzaplex is burned. The Pizzaplex, which is built on top of the Pizzeria Simulator location, burns to the ground again. And William Afton, who is Burntrap, is the one controlling everything. So he actually didn't die, and that whole message with Henry that was super heartfelt and very good as an ending, no longer the ending. No. We have the Blob, which is everything into one animatronic, including Henry. But Gregory burns the place down again. As you can see, this is why I don't like the newer games, because this was the tone that it set. It completely takes the ending and just is like, also we're gonna keep going. Actually, he actually didn't die. Actually, he's like a video game thing now. Anyways, there's also the Princess Quest ending, which I think is the canon ending. I don't know. I made this before Ruin came out. I don't like. Yeah, agree. The Princess Quest was, I don't remember what happens with this. I will be completely honest. I know I don't remember. It's complicated, but I know that there's like a sword and you stab it into something and you free this thing, and it's kind of meant to be like freeing Vanessa from Glitchtrap, I think. Then there's Ruin, and I made a joke, and I said that they called it Ruin because this franchise is ruining my life. This is years later. The building is destroyed. Gregory has gone missing. Cassidy, who is Gregory's friend, gets a distress call from him and follows the instructions into the Pizzaplex and follows through all these like tunnels. I like this game better than Security Breach. And then the ending for now, you can see when I made this presentation. So they used the Fanny mask throughout the game. It was not Gregory, it was the Mimic, and Gregory is an asshole and decides to, oh no, you're compromised, Cassidy, I'm gonna just drop this elevator, and either Cassidy is killed or trapped. So, yeah. So, let's talk about the movie for a second, because when I made this originally, the movie had not come out, so that was kind of where I ended it, and I was like, here's the games. Now, we don't know what the movie's gonna hold, but, like, obviously this has gotta translate some way. I know I've been talking for, 2 hours. Bear with me. I promise I'm almost done. I really do promise I'm almost done. I am just going to discuss some of the things from the first movie. I don't remember if you had seen it or not, but this is a couple of important things. I highly recommend watching a recap of the movie if you haven't, but here's some things. Okay, awesome. So anyways, here's some things that not the average person probably would have caught. So how does this relate to the movie? Several times. Me too, girl, me too. So here is a continuity map. Obviously, there's more things that kind of overlap into this, like the Fazbear Fright series and Dead by Daylight. But for simplicity's sake, this is a good way to understand the way that these universes are connected. The Silver Eyes happens in its own universe, the movies happen in its own continuity, and the games happen in their own continuity. But there are certain things that are shared, like William Afton being the killer is in this little space here, that is a constant throughout all of them. There's some things that only relate to the books and the games, but not the movie. There's some things that only relate to the books and the movie, but not to the games, and you know how a Venn diagram works. So I have to talk about the books a little. The Silver Eyes, I only recommend you read the first book. The rest suck. Also, if you look up the Silver Eyes, you will see the comics. Never read them. Pinky Pills and Lady Fizz, who are the ones who worked on the comics, at least the art for it, they are terrible people. If you want, I could go into why they're terrible people, but just trust me when I say that they're terrible people, and they have made some very concerning content over the years. So I, yeah, like Rule 34, yeah, it's bad. Just trust me when I say that they're bad, and to avoid the comics. Also, the art style in the comics is really not that good. Anyways, so genuinely, if you're ever gonna get into the Silver Eyes, literally just read the first book, and that's it. Anyways, yes. um, so in the books, a couple of notable differences from the games is that Henry is dead. He actually creates a thing called, oh, it's not called a suicide bot, but it's essentially a robot that he used to kill himself out of guilt. This is one depiction of it. This is fan made, by the way. Common misconception that this is real. This is not a real asset. This is a fan made thing. So, in the books, Charlie is actually our protagonist. So Charlie is alive. Henry's daughter is alive. Michael is also not Afton's child, but is actually a victim, one of Afton's victims instead. This book also holds a lot of importance because when this book came out, this was right before Sister Location got announced or released, and this was the first, literally, I mean it, the first mention of William Afton's name and character. Like, before the books, we didn't know Henry, we didn't know William, we didn't know Charlie, we didn't know any names at all. Like, we didn't know that William was an owner, we didn't know that Henry was an owner, we didn't know that there were, like, so much information genuinely came from the books, but not in, like, the story of the books, but in the, like, the box to do the die. It is pretty extra. Yeah, I agree. Wait till you hear the more extra parts. The books get really crazy. Hence why I actually say to only read the first one. Anyways, I gotta speed this up so we're not talking till 3 a.m. So yeah, the puppet, because Charlie is alive, the puppet does not exist in this continuity. You could kind of make that argument. Whatever. I'm not gonna even say that. Anyways, so that's Silver Eyes. And so now let's talk about the movies really quick, and then we'll talk about the continuity between them. So in the movie, the families kind of appear to be switched, maybe. Characters kind of swap roles and functions between the games, the books, and the movies. No, you're good. I appreciate you talking to me through this. So the families seem to be switched, kind of. So here's a recap of the game family. I know you're probably used to this now that we've talked about it for like an hour and a half. But just remember, Henry has a daughter named Emily. Henry has a daughter named Charlie. And William has 3 kids, Evan, Elizabeth, and Michael. With the youngest being Evan, middle child being Elizabeth, and the oldest being Michael. So here is the families within the movie. We have Henry, kind of, maybe? We don't actually know his name. He's just the dad, but I can assume that his name is Henry, because it's, again, kind of about 2 families. So then we have a youngest son, Garrett, a middle child, Abby, and the oldest child, Michael. Then we have William Afton has 1 daughter, Vanessa. So you can kind of see how it's like 1 daughter and then 3 kids, 2 being boys, 1 being a girl. This kind of swaps. Yes, so here's a little diagram of the families. I hope that's helpful. But yeah, so here is some parallels because they kind of take on different roles. So Henry kind of equals Henry, more so from the books than the games. Michael kind of is Michael, like from the games, kind of, but it's more so an adaptation of him as the security guard that worked in the office rather than Michael from the games. So he mostly only shares the name. But then we have Abby. She serves a couple of different functions. She is kind of like Elizabeth Afton in a couple regards of being like the middle child girl specifically, and also having a fascination with the animatronics. But she also most highly represents actually Emily. I keep saying Emily. What? Charlie from the books. Very specifically, Charlie from the books. I will talk about the parallels about that later. But it is a very, very strong connection, and which is why I'm talking about the books. Garrett also kind of represents the crying child, as in being the first of the three siblings to go missing / die, and also being the youngest sibling of the three. But he kind of also shares resemblance to Charlie from the games, as in he is also the only one killed outside of the pizzeria. Like, this takes place on a camping trip where he gets like taken. Like, that's very different from being lured in a animatronic suit in Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Like, it's very different. And that's also very similar to how Charlie was murdered outside of the pizzeria, not by someone in a yellow rabbit suit. A lot of people theorize that he is going to be the puppet. After seeing the second movie trailer, I can kind of confirm that that's not going to be the case, which was my biggest theory, but it's no longer. I don't really know who he's going to be, there is the reason I also believe that the father of these three people is Henry is because Garrett gets kind of taken. He might not be Henry named in the movie. He might be a new person. I don't know, because Henry is also now played by what's his name, Steve Ehrlich or something like that. I forget. And he's named Henry. So I don't know if this guy is actually Henry. I don't know. It's complicated because I had all these theories, and then the second movie trailer came out, and I was like, shit, I think some of them are not accurate anymore. Anyways, who parallels who in this regard? William Afton is just still William Afton. Simple, easy. Don't need to think about anything. He just is William Afton. Vanessa kind of shares Vanessa's security guard from the games, in the way that she's a security guard and the name, but aside from that, nothing else, really. Kind of, some people also like to pull that, in the game she's under control of Glitchtrap, and in this she's kind of under control of William, but more so for the fact that yes, there are so many videos, I will talk about that with you in private. But yeah, she mostly also shares Michael's role in this, where she does not really like her father, but she's also going after him. It's kind of more like Michael from the games is her role. So parallels to the books. I hate to use comic frames, but they are one for one. Excuse me. So I have to show these, but like I said, do not look at the comics when you don't have to. So at the end of the movie, William gets spring-locked and dragged off by the animatronics at the climax. Hey, guess what happens in the climax of the book? The same fucking thing, almost shot for fucking shot. So that's one thing. Second thing, there's also the spirits learning of the killer via, thank you, spirits learning of the killer via drawings. So in the books, they show the spirit children that William Afton is the killer by drawing the rabbit killing the kids. And guess what happens in the movie? Abby does the same thing. And also there's this scene, it is one of my favorite scenes from the book, I'll be honest, where Foxy is hunting Charlie in the arcade. We also have a parallel to Charlie and Abby, again, because Foxy is hunting her in the arcade. It is a very, very similar thing explained. I remember watching the movie and being like, oh my god, this is like that one scene from the book that I haven't read since middle school. But it does really translate well. There's also some other parallels. There is the Ella doll, which is one of the biggest ones. A lot of people saw this animatronic within the movie and were like very confused. They're like, what the fuck is that? Like, I know it's a Springlock suit, but like, what is that? It is actually the Ella doll. It is... I have to say this in the most gentle way possible. In the books, Charlie is a robot. Charlie did actually kind of die, and then Henry builds different models of her in each of the closets, and Ella is like one of the... It's confusing. That's the most I'm going to even bring up with that. But in the Fazbear Frights books and in the Silver Eyes, there is an Ella doll. And this is from the Silver Eyes, and then this is from Fazbear Frights. It is the same doll. It is the Ella doll. And the Ella doll is heavily tied to Charlie and her childhood. There's also Aunt Jen and Aunt Jane in the books, because Charlie's father dies and her mother is not in the picture. Her Aunt Jen takes custody of her, and she's very different from the Aunt Jane in the movie, but they do also both kind of like... Aunt Jen has custody over Charlie and is a good parental figure to her, but that's the other parallel. Like, some people were like, why is there this Aunt Jane in the movie? And I'm like, oh my god, that's like Aunt Jen kind of, but like a twisted evil version of her. But that's another parallel. And that's, I think that's all I have, because I like gave up trying to do more, but that's it. That's all I have. I hope you're excited for the new movie. I am. I realize I don't have the ambience on, but I don't care because I'm done. That's that. Do you have any questions whatsoever? Because I know I just threw so much, so much out there. I am. If you want to be my guest, I am dressing up. I have waited almost 10 years now to see the puppet on the big screen, and I am not going to go without my costume on. So I am going in costume. I don't know if anyone else is, but I am. So yeah. But do you have any questions at all? Like, I am more than happy. I don't know if you have any, because I feel like I might have touched base on everything, but yay! I'm glad. I'm very, very glad. Yeah, I worked on this presentation for like a really, really long time, during, before the first movie came out. We did get through 74 slides of information. So you are heavily educated now on, the Five Nights at Freddy's lore. Yeah, and I will probably be pointing out things in the movie, because I'm probably going to sit next to you. But I will probably be like tapping you and being like, that's a reference, like, because there's so many little things. Like, there's, in the first movie, there's a Dream Theory book, there's a Midnight Motorist t-shirt, there's like little things here and there that like no one really notices. But yeah, that's it. So yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna end the stream, because I don't think that there's much left to talk about. Yay! You have any final thoughts? By the way, I have like one bite left, but I ate the entire thing of mac and cheese. Just to show you. Yeah. Yeah, no problem. I'm glad that, like, you two were able to watch it. I I know this is kind of just my uh mac and substance. Yeah, this is mostly my one time every couple years I get to info dump about my special interests. So I really appreciate you coming on and listening to me. I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yay! I'm glad. Yeah, but I'm gonna probably end the stream now. Um, oh, hold on, I can do this way. Here we go. Okay, I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget your student ID. We need it because I got you a senior ticket. Yeah. Okay. Good night. I love you guys. Bye.